This is where the perfect burger begins, with fresh ground chuck and sirloin trim. I'm here with Steve Ford from Butcher's Best on South Main Street in Newtown. Steve is going to show us the best meats to use to make the best hamburger, and also how to mix it up, make that patty, and grill it so that you become the star of your neighborhood picnic.
So today we're starting with a combination of ground chuck and ground sirloin. We generate that from our own trim here at the store. We're going to talk about adding salt and pepper and using our hands. Our hands are often our best utensils. And we're going to gently form our own patties today. We feel that making patties by hand is one of the elements that makes a great patty. So we're going to start by adding a little salt. And it's really, again, it's something we do to taste. But by adding salt and pepper prior to making the patties, we get a nice seasoning throughout the patty. We're going to use our hands to just gently mix. We do it here at the store, we just call it kind of fluffing. So we're just gently fluffing, trying to disperse those seasonings throughout our mix. And by doing this, we're not compressing the meat, we're not over mixing the meat. And that's about it. Now we're going to form just some small 1/3 of a pound patties. And all we're doing is very gently forming that ball. We don't want to press it tight. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a damp cloth and we're going to gently wet our work surface. We're going to put our ball down, and with the palm of the hand, also a little bit wet, we're just going to press down to create a thickness of about 3/4 of an inch. And using my hand to kind of move the meat around, and that's how we form our first patty. During this mixing, we can add anything else that you might like. You can add your garlic at this time, granulated garlic or fresh garlic. You could add your chopped onions, which is really nice. It's a great time to get something inside the burger instead of just on top of the burger. Now, at this time, I really like taking that hamburger, transferring it to a dish, a sheet pan, any platter that you might have. And at this time, this is when we'll generally just lightly cover it with some foil, put it to the freezer, and let it sit in the freezer while we're preheating that grill. During that preheating time, the meat in the freezer, which we're at about 3/4 of an inch, is going to firm up really nice on the outside from the cold temperature. Being that we very gently put our burgers together, we don't want them to break apart at the grill, so we're going to throw them in the freezer just for that 8 to 10 minutes of preheating the grill. We're getting a good sizzle right off the bat, which tells me that's exactly where I wanted the temperature on the grill. Now, these are going to sit in this position for at least 5 minutes before we ever begin to touch them. The very next thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to go wash our hands. Now, first step, we're going to touch them with our spatula. We're going to give them a little rotate of 90 degrees. The real reason for rotating meat is to try and equal out the hot and cold spots on a grill. It does leave a nice grill mark on the meat, whether it be a steak, chicken, or hamburger. So now we've cooked for approximately 10 minutes, and this is when we're going to do our first flip. We're not going to press on it with the back of the spatula. We're just going to let it sit here for about 5 minutes. This method is going to leave the burger with as much potential moisture it's going to hold, and it's going to stay far less dense than any machine press. Very simple to do, to form them by yourself here at home. If we're going to add cheese to our burger, really the best time to add the cheese is when we remove the burgers from the grill. That's the time we're going to put our cheese on. We're going to rotate these for the last 5 minutes. We're turning them approximately 90 degrees. How does that really the only way to know if our burger is to temperature is actually take its temperature. So we have one of these very nice instant meat thermometers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring, one patty out to the edge. We want to put the meat thermometer in approximately halfway, or so that the tip is on at the center of the burger in the thickest portion. And that's going to give me a reading within 10 to 15 seconds. And we're looking for that 145. And we've achieved 145 degrees. So we're going to remove our burgers at this time, and we're going to put them on a platter. And this is kind of our resting process. After placing the cheese on, or no cheese, we're going to just gently cover some foil. We're allowing the burgers to rest, especially if we take the hot burger and put it on a cool plate. What's going to happen is the fats are going to begin to stiffen up and congeal. And when that occurs, less moisture is lost. So just that 2 minutes of covering, our cheese has melted. Today we're going to put on just a little bit of bacon. Today we're offering a little bit of pickle, tomato, lettuce, a little bit of red onion. So again, very simple, but a lot of flavor for the perfect patty.